Today on Rappler. A survey says Filipinos are unhappy with the Marcos administration's inflation response. Prosecutor Karim Khan asks the ICC to reject the Philippine government's plea opposing the probe. Prison's Chief Gregorio Catapang Jr. says the Bucor compound in Muntinlupa will be closed down in 5 years. NPR announces it will stop using Twitter after being labeled, quote, state-affiliated media. Warner Brothers Discovery announces a new Harry Potter series is in the works. Ticket prices are out for Red Velvet's upcoming R2V concert in Manila. And Prince Harry will attend the coronation of his father, King Charles III. A Pulse Asia survey says while President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. enjoys high approval and trust ratings, majority of Filipinos are unhappy with his strategy in reining in rising prices. The survey conducted from March 15 to 19 shows 52% of Filipinos disapprove of the government's performance in, quote, controlling inflation. The 1,200 respondents were asked which national issues mattered to them the most and to rate the government's response to each issue. 63% of those surveyed considered inflation one of the three most urgent issues, followed by increasing the pay of workers and job creation. In terms of controlling inflation, the Marcos administration received a net approval rating of -27, with 52% disapproving the admin's response and 25% and 23% approving and saying they were undecided respectively. The administration garners a positive net approval rating +20 when it comes to increasing the pay for workers and +21 in creating more jobs. Key issues during the time of the survey were the national transport strike and the Senate and House probes into the onion price spike. International Criminal Court prosecutor Karim Khan asks the court's appeals chamber to reject the Philippine government's plea opposing the ongoing probe. This is the latest development on the ICC investigation into drug war killings in the Philippines. Khan says the Philippines failed to identify and prove any error in the ICC's decision to resume the probe. On the question of jurisdiction, Khan reiterates the ICC has jurisdiction over the Philippines under the Rome Statute because the alleged crimes in question were committed while the Philippines was still in the ICC. The ICC probe is centered on Duterte's drug war, including the alleged killings by the Davao Death Squad. Government data shows at least 6,200 individuals were killed in police anti-illegal drug operations. But human rights groups estimate 27,000 to 30,000 were killed. Bureau of Corrections Director General Gregorio Catapang Jr. announces a plan to close down the Bucor compound in 5 years.
Isasara natin ito eh. By 2028, sarado na to.
And all persons deprived of liberty or PDLs would be relocated to the regions by 2028. Catapang explains this plan is part of the Justice Department's goal to decongest prisons. Catapang says by the end of April, the Bucor will start transferring PDLs in some areas in the country. He says his bureau would need a 77.7 billion peso budget for the 5-year transfer project. Catapang also clarifies the entire Bilibid, including PDLs from the minimum, medium, and maximum security compounds, will be relocated. National Public Radio announces it will no longer post to its 52 official Twitter feeds, protesting the decision by Twitter to label the network's state-affiliated media, a term similar to being a propaganda arm of a country. Twitter later relabeled NPR as government-funded media instead. NPR says it is an independent non-profit media organization getting, quote, the bulk of its direct financial support from two sources, sponsorships and fees paid by hundreds of member stations. It receives less than 1% of its annual operating budget from grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. NPR CEO John Lansing says this is to protect the credibility of NPR and its ability to produce journalism, quote, without a shadow of negativity. NPR says it would stay on other social media platforms. Twitter recently lifted limits on Russian government accounts and labeled the BBC, PBS, and Voice of America as government-funded. boy wizard Harry Potter is heading to streaming in a new series based on the beloved books by author J.K. Rowling. Warner Bros. Discovery announces the series as part of its plans for the Max streaming service, which combines HBO Max and Discovery. The 7 Harry Potter books were adapted into blockbuster movies starring Daniel Radcliffe, grossing $7.7 billion globally from 2001 to 2011. The upcoming series will unfold over 10 years and will feature a new cast, with each season devoted to one of Rowling's books. Rowling, who will serve as executive producer, says this quote will allow for a degree of depth and detail only afforded by a long-form television series. Other new shows coming to Max include a new Game of Thrones prequel with author George R.R. Martin serving as executive producer. This is it, Filipino Breveloves. Event organizer Pulp Live World announces the ticket prices and seat plan for Red Velvet's upcoming R2V concert in Manila. Tickets range from 2,500 for the generic sections to 12,000 pesos for the VIP standing and seated sections, and will go on sale starting April 16, 12 p.m. via SM Ticket website and outlets. The show will be held at the SM Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay on May 7. Meantime, event organizer D&M Entertainment also releases the ticket prices and seat plan for K-pop girl group IVE's upcoming The Prom Queens fan concert. Tickets range from 4,725 pesos for the upper box section to 12,075 pesos for the SVIP seated section, and selling dates have yet to be disclosed. The Prom Queens, which will be held at the Araneta Coliseum on June 17, will be IVE's first solo concert in the Philippines. Britain's Prince Harry will attend the coronation next month of his father King Charles, but his wife Meghan will remain in California with their children. The announcement ends speculation as to whether the king's youngest son would attend. Harry stepped back from royal duties in 2020 and has since made damning revelations about his father and his brother William in his recent memoir, Netflix documentary, and TV interviews. Charles will be crowned next month in a ceremony full of pageantry and tradition dating back 1,000 years, following the 70-year reign of his mother, Queen Elizabeth, who died in September. The coronation is expected to draw guests including foreign heads of state and dignitaries. And that's today's wrap. I'm Paterno West Makel. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.